Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. This is a channel about cross stitch and hi friends. Everyone says hi friends. I think it's fun, but this is episode number 40 and a little late coming back to you guys. We went on a little holiday and then we got back and I thought I was first going to film before we left. Didn't get around to it, and then I was going to film as soon as we got back, and I was a bit tired. So anyways, here I am. The date is August, I got that right, 16th, 2023. So I've got a bit to show you, not a ton, but I have a bit to show you. I have a little bit of plans to talk about, just something I've been mulling over. I got one finish and I got one new start. Not sure how many whips I got. I got a few. I'm going to have more next time, and then the next time after that is a whip parade. But actually next time is the whip parade. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, so let's get to this one. And then before you know it, the whip parade will come. Nice. Let's start off with my notes so I know what I'm talking about. Where did I put them? Okay. One thing about the weather is it was very funny after my last video, after I talked about the fog, it disappeared. It broke the street. I talk about it and that was what jinxed it. I also counted the days. I figured that jinxed it too. But the fog is gone, or has been gone. It's now been back, but it's not now steady. So today is a sunnyish day. We did wake up to fog, but it's kind of burned off a bit. So that's great. Lovely weather here. After traveling, lovely weather here. Okay, let's start off with my August finish. And you know what it's going to be. You've been watching it all along. And it is my Dark Queen of the Earth. Now, it doesn't look much different than last time you saw it, because all I had to do was add beads and back stitching. And so I put in some back stitching on her shoulders and her arms, so you can see more definition on her arms. And I put some back stitching down on her, around her feet and at the bottom of her skirt. Beads are all over the place. So I added extra beads here. There were lots of beads in the bead pack. So some beads there and some beads there. There's beads in her crown, beads hanging off her horn, beads around the orbs. There's beads in her dress, around the orbs in the flowers. Around the flowers there's beads. So they never show up very well on the camera, but this is Rosie. Named her Rosie, and I think she turned out great. I skipped a tiny bit of back stitching that they called for on the dress down here. It was with a cry neck, and the cry neck was expensive, and it was actually using a lot, and it wasn't showing up very much. So I only did one of the back stitches right here, and then I realized, well, that doesn't really show up much, or for all the work it wasn't worth it. So I decided to leave it off. So that's my big finish. This was on Hand Dyed by Rolanda. It was called Beanstalk. I believe it is a 28 count. And I did it 2/1. No, 2/2. 2/2. And with the called for threads mostly, which is mostly DMC. And there's a little bit of Kreinig in it, and then somebody was kindly gifted me the bead pack, and so, which was great. There was lots of beads left over. So that is, and I'll just give you a little close-up of the fancy beads that there are. There's, well, you can see this little black one over here, dingle dangling right there. And then there's a big one over here. And there's another dingle dangling one. There you go. Those are the beads. That's Rosie. So that's my August finish. I do have the Dark Queen of Sea to finish also, and it will be my November finish. So I got a little bit of time on that one because I do have to get caught up a bit more. Okay, so That's my finish. Now I'm going to show you my completely unplanned new start. I just started it, I think yesterday. Yeah, I think yesterday or the day before. We were traveling and I just got itching to do a new start. I was thinking a lot about cross stitching. I took a bit of time off from stitching on traveling. I actually just had a vacation and I started just thinking, and because I went to a stitchy shop and I picked up some of the threads, the weak dye works, which I've never used before. Don't know if I'd get them again. I'm not really pleased with the quality of the threads, but I picked them up anyways to do my year in the woods, the ferret. So I have the ferret, the bear, and the raccoon. I cannot find my raccoon right now. I don't know where I put it. I picked up the threads for the ferret and the raccoon. So I have the bear, but I don't have the weak dye works, but I might not bother anyways because I did pick up some others. Anyway, so this is a year in the woods, the ferret. And I did this on, I can't remember the name of the fabric right now. It is silk weaver, I believe. Don't know the name of the fabric, but that is my start on the ferret. So I started this and I just kept going. So this is the weak dye where it's here, the yellow, and also this brown down here, but there is a different color in giving that really variegation there. But the variegation is nice and subtle, but I just found sometimes the thread wasn't that great. Anyways, it's fine. It's fine. So that's my ferret so far. So that was fun to start. Enjoying stitching it. I actually really like it because it has enough variation to not be boring, but big blocks got color. You can go quite a ways on the color, then switch to another color. And it just is that right amount that it's not too much switching, but enough to not get you bored. And you can kind of do it as you please. Like I did a bit of the flower, then I went to the fair, and you can bounce around a bit. Okay, now let's see if I can do these in order. I'm not going to do them quite in order. So what did I work on? So I first started off with, there's 2 full moons this month. So every full moon I try to work on my Tiny Modernist moon phase bell pole. And so at the start of this month is full moon, and at the end of this month is full moon. So I got a little bit done on this. Actually put 2 days in it because I think I've missed a few full moons and I kind of wanted to get this one done. It's not planned as one of my monthly finishes, but I do want to get it done. So I finished up this moon. It was only half done, and I got some of this black border done. So I'll bring this all a little bit closer. I'm going to do all these stars and such afterwards and just almost put them in where I want to. And same thing with the ferret. The ferret has these, I don't know what they are, but little things all around, just sort of dotted. Do them afterwards and just put them how I feel they look good. It's much easier than trying to count. But so this is my moon pole, that moon phase bell pole. And what did I want to talk about this? This one is, there's some mistakes you would never, ever, ever tell. But it's really difficult when you have these, there's 3 colors in there. And they're so similar. And it's just really hard putting them in the right place. And telling what you've already put in. Figuring it all out. And I've been mostly doing this. It's off a paper pattern, but I haven't been marking it up. This moon finally made me have to mark it up. And I hadn't made a working copy, but you know, you buy the patterns. I don't even know how much they cost. Probably less than 20. I'm sure it was around 15 or 10. And really, I know it's nice to pass the stash, but it also is good for the designers to get people buying new ones too. So I don't mind marking it up. But you're going to see another story about that soon too. Okay, so, oh, I have haul to show too. That's my moon phase bell pole. And so I'm not quite halfway. Where'd the pattern go? Wow, that just disappeared. Poof. Huh. How could that disappear? Oh, it's right here. So, I'm just about halfway. So, if you can see, I'm about there. So I'm about halfway. There's a bunch of trees here at the bottom. So I still have the other moons here. I'll have those dots. And so, yeah, about halfway. So whether I may or may not get it done at the end of this year, but it would get done pretty soon in the new year if not. So there we go. It doesn't look halfway on the fabric. But there's the border on the bottom. So it probably is halfway. Okay. Next is Huckleberry Farm. So I was on a big kick of working on this. Now, where did I put my pattern to show you? Nope, that's not it. This is it. Okay, come here. Come here. Crash, bang, boom, oops. I'm tired this morning. I've been kind of procrastinating on doing this for a while, and I was finally like, I was about to sit down and stitch, and I'm like, nope, you have to do this before you stitch. So I made myself, I haven't even finished my first coffee. Okay, this is, I won this from the Bougie Stitchers in one of their giveaways. Thank you very much. And this is the Blue Flower Huckleberry Farm. And this is what it'll look kind of like when it's done. I did a completely different fabric, and I'm doing different colors for the most part. But I've gotten most of it at this point. I think I am down to the bottom on this border. I've gone around here. I'm partway down on this border. I've done all from above this butterfly and up. I've done all of that. And I've done this. No, I have not done that. I've done parts of this. I haven't started her yet, but done some parts. So saving the butterfly for last. So I'm going to work all the way around it, and then it's going to be last, which I might regret, but we'll see. So this is Picture This Plus. I got it still stuck on here so I can see what it is. I think 18 count. Picture This Plus 18 count. And this is my blue flower. Oh, Picture This Plus, and it's called Lily Pad. Lily Pad. So that's the fabric. And so this is the bottom corner. So I'll be able to cut off a little excess fabric. So that's great. I changed the house color. And I've changed a few other things. But there you go. So you can see I'm down at the bottom of the bottom border there. But have a look at that. That is, I love this. I was on a bit of a kick. I really wanted to almost finish this year, but it'll be finished next year for sure. So I'll discuss that in my plan. So I love working on this. It's going to get touched again this month, which I'll also talk about in plan. So that's Blue Flower. Oh, what I wanted to talk about this was I ran out. I thought I mentioned this to you already, but no, I mentioned this already. That's wild. Oh, probably I mentioned that I finished it up. I finished up. So what I did was I stitched in from Statch, and I picked up some Gentle Arts sampler threads, and I was using for these words, and I thought I was going to run out, but I ended up having enough, which was good. But I had been using it in the berries. Now the berries kind of changed. They're supposed to be 3 different colors, and they were. 2 of the colors were very close. So what I've done is I have from Bryn & Needle, which has wonderful flosses. I love their flosses. They're from Newfoundland, and they have some great names. They're just so much fun. But look at this floss. Look at the variegation on that floss. Isn't that incredible? So this one is called Spoiled Rotten. Let me just put this up here for you a bit to see, because I can spell it out for you, but I want you to read it yourself. So there you go. Spoiled Rotten. Spoiled Rotten. And there is the floss. So, pretty variegated. Do I need to use different colors on the berries? I'm still going to throw the dark one in, but I started using that down here. So that is, all of these berries are done with one floss. And look at that variety. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm so pleased with it. Spoiled rotten, I am. Okay. Next is every 13th and 31st of the month, I work on Witch's Wheel. I missed something, and so I threw this in to put some time in it. So this is Witch's Wheel. This is by Glendon Place. I want to finish. This is my October finish. I got to get going on it because October's coming around pretty darn fast. I'm over halfway, but I want to be much, much closer. So the interesting thing about Witch's Wheel is, if anybody ever does this, it's not 100% symmetrical. It is a mandala, but let's see if I can explain this. Not sure if I can explain this. There were, I can't even see it now on the chart. And I don't even know if it's on the chart or on the front picture or if it's on the chart. There was just subtle differences, just like a stitch or two. And it was bugging me. Anyways, I don't know if I'm even going to see it on what I've stitched, but... And this is my Witch's Wheel. It's not going to matter whatever it is in the end. And this is my Witch's Wheel. So, I did quite a bit over here. And I think I finished up a little bit over here, but slowly getting there. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I love, love, love it. I got to get going though. I got to get going. I've slowed it up a bit, but there's lots of beading at the end. So I wanted to leave October for just beading because there's lots of beading, but I got to really, really, really get going. So probably going to pull this one out again soon. Because I missed the 13th of this month too. So I might just throw that one in a little extra. There was a half stitch mistake. So I did this center, where is it? The center spoke here long time ago. And then I was stitch all of this, and then I was coming into the center spoke, and I was out, this is over 2, I was out like half a stitch, and it was in the vertical, like the horizontal, and so it could not be fudged. And I thought, oh no, am I going to have to tear out all of that stuff? But no, it turned out I did the mistake because I started off from the center thing, and I just started off half a stitch wrong. And there was no cat in it. That's this one here. And so I just tore out about 40 stitches and put it in correctly. Whew, that was such a relief. Oh, I would have had to do a lot of thinking to figure out how to fudge that one. There are lots of mistakes in here, but it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, I still have a bit of a cough. It's going away. So I took 2 pieces with me travel stitching. Where did we go? What was the traveling? So we traveled twice. Since I last talked to you, we had a race right away, and we went down to, it's called Mavelet Beach. Oh, this is a story. Should I finish showing you and then tell you the stories? I'll finish showing you just in case you don't like life stories. Okay. We traveled to New Brunswick just for 5 days. Took travel stitching with me. Didn't stitch a lot, but I did stitch in the car. So this is my travel piece. This is my December finish. I got a plan. I'm going to be right on target. This is Carol Manning's birthday cake. And you can see the full square. And what I'm doing right now is I'm color completing as I go. And I believe I got 15 colors to complete. And there's 17 Mondays before December. So I'm leaving a crew for the end, and so it will just fill in all that's left. And so My plan is finish off the other 14 colors before December 1st. And then all I got to do is like a 1,500 stitches in a crew. Easy peasy. So there you go. That's my progress on Carol Manning. Fun, fun, fun doing color completion right now. I have enough. I think I can always pick out my spot because this green that's left is going to go equal here, like symmetrical to what you see there on the other side. And then there'll always be good landmarks to pick out where I'm supposed to put the stitches. And then I also got on a bit of kick. Oh, I did do Arbitrary August briefly. Oh, I have to show you one other thing. I am going to have to pause because I forgot one other one. Okay, so I did Arbitrary August and I spun a wheel, and the first thing I got was Teresa Wentzler's Brilliant Plumage. So then grab the cover here. Yeah, Brilliant Plumage. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. And so my plan was to put 6 hours in on it. So I did that. And it was a bit of a pain because what I've done with this is, and you can do this with any paper pattern, is you can take a picture with your phone or camera, of the pattern in good light of one page, and then you import it as experimental picture into Pattern Keeper, and it's actually workable. But I was cleaning up my Pattern Keeper, and for some reason I deleted the one I was working on. So I had to do that again, which meant I had to also color in what I'd already done. So that was a bit of a pain, but I think I got it back on track. So this is what I've done so far. And it is gorgeous. It's a lot of work. Teresa Wentzler's. Oh, and I got a major mistake. So this is the end. I accidentally did, so these are in pattern repeats, and I did one too many. And so I found out that I think it's 8 stitches I'm too far over. So what I'm considering doing is doing another line and then just something else. So a different border, maybe put the words in of Brilliant Plumage and the date, or I just tear it out. So it's just this, I'd have to tear out and bring it over. So I still have that option. I still might do that, but I'm leaving it for right now. So that was Brilliant Plumage. So I worked 6 hours on it, and then I was really excited. I'm going to do Arbitrary August and spin again. Got it again. Right back to back. So I think I put in a total of 8 hours on it, which doesn't really look like it, but I did. And then I'm like, I need something different. So when I thought that I needed something different, I don't know what it was, if I was just looking at stuff or saw, but I saw my old Pandemic and decided I'm going to start working on that. It's more of a stitch. Oh, no, I spun again. Sorry, I'm getting this out of order, but spun it again, or was this the first one? And I got Disintegration, which was a free pattern on Heaven and Earth Designs. And this one I started last year about this time, and I decided just for fun to try the 10th stitch. I don't like it. It's probably not the right one to pick because it's such a pale one anyways, and it might look fine, and it probably does look fine. I'm gonna keep going with it, but I just don't like the process of 10th stitch. I'm just so used to full crosses. It bothers me. It's harder for me to count, and maybe it's just getting into it and getting used to it. But I worked a bit on this. I don't know how much I put in, but this is Disintegration. It's like a dragonfly, and it's sort of done artsy. So did work on that. Wasn't a super enjoyable process, but I did work on it. Then I was like, okay, I need something I want. I'm not spinning the wheel again. And I picked up Pandemic. And so I put in, I was actually working on percentages, and I put in, I think I'm close to 40%. I think I put in about 4% on it or something. So I worked a lot down here, and I think I did some in here. And then just at the end, I was working over here. So and that's my pandemic. I have right now, I think I have 3 pages done. And I think that's a 4th page done. And I was trying to do the 5th and 6th, kind of work across. I also want to try and work down to the corner. So, but that's my pandemic. Oh, my needle minder looks funny. Let me just move my needle minder out. Don't know where my needle's at. Oh, it's attached to the needle minder. Okay, I'll just move the needle minder out a little ways. There you go. Pandemic. So I do love this. So I kind of want to put more time in on it too. But I'll show you a little close-up of a corner. I also have to still finish off some back stitching. I'm trying to do back stitching as I go. So with the finished pages, I went back and figured out what back stitching was and tried to finish off them too. So there you go. It's hard to show really big ones. This is on 18 count Aida, 2/1. Okay. That, Harry, leave that alone. Harry, leave that alone. I got, that's everything. So now I'm going to do a tiny bit of life. Oh, haul. Wow. Did I not have that in my notes? I have a page of notes I'm missing here somewhere. I don't know how I'm missing a page of notes. Oh, here it is. Found it. Yeah, there it is. So, I go to a fiber group once a week, and in walked a lady while I was in fiber group, and she said her aunt passed away and she had a bunch of cross-stitching stuff. Would we like it? And so she gave us a bunch of cross-stitching stuff. And then the following week, the librarian said, oh, I have this other stuff that somebody gave us one time. They picked it up like at a thrift store. So I'm going to show you first the stuff. Now, some of this I might not want, and I might give this a giveaway if anybody wants it. So this is cross stitch Christmas borders. And it's an old book. It's called The American School of Needlework. And they're just patterns of borders that you can do. These are all Christmas themed. I do stitch some Christmas, but not a lot. And I don't know if I'd really use this. But you can use borders. Oh, there's more on the back. So I'm going to do this next time as a giveaway. On the my next one is my Flossanniversary, and I'm doing a whip parade, and I'm going to have a couple giveaways, so we'll see. Or maybe I'll do it now. We'll see. Then this one is, again, something I don't think I would do. It's called the Butterfly Sampler, Yvonne Ford. And it reads, neither sleight of hand, magician's trick stands the scrutinous eye, yet nature's magic rings true and real through queries of time, no beauty concealed. Beautiful butterflies. It's a pretty stitch. I got lots of stitches already. This one is the same thing, American School of Needlework. This one is kitchen borders. And so just various types of kitchen borders. And on the back, here's some more. So that I would probably bundle those all together. Some knitting stuff. I'm going to put that away. And what do we got in here? This I'm going to keep. This is really kind of funky. I'm not quite sure, but it's from, oh, I don't even know what country. It's in a different language, but it's just like a little cross-stitch pattern in a book, and I think you got some choices, and so I'm going to keep that one. This is just kind of cool. What else? There was a whole bunch of stuff. Some of this is finished, and this is, I consider, more Save the Stitches. So this was from DMC Collections, DMC Creative World, and she'd already finished this. So I might just hang this up somewhere, but I might use the excess fabric on it. But that's what she did. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey, that's really pretty. That's a 14 count, I think. So I'll probably maybe trim it up a bit and use some of the excess fabric. She did a neat, I like this. That's how she trimmed. It's like using a yarn and like a whip stitch or something to trim the edge or to stop it from fraying. That was pretty cool. Okay. This one I'll probably finish it up just because, but it's not me, but it's part way down. So I'm going to save stitch. It's almost done. So it's this tiny little stitch. I don't think you can see it. It's a little bathroom scene with a little girl. It might be all done. It's probably actually all done. So I might again just salvage some of the fabric around, but there you go. That's what it is. So it's kind of cute. Save the stitches. Okay. Then this is the cool one. At first I looked at this and went, church? Now look at what she did. She made her center. She put a thread across and down to find her center. Interesting, eh? So I'll pull that out. And this is a church. And I'm like, okay, it's a church. But what it is, I don't know if everyone's seen this, but this is, I think it's a Nova Scotia. Yeah, a Nova Scotia company. It's called Foxbury Cottage. And there's a town here called Mahone Bay, which is famous for 3 churches. And so that's what this is a stitch of the 3 churches of Mahone Bay. So that is so cool because it's something local. So definitely finishing that. That's, I don't know if I have all I see here is I don't know if I have the threads. So I may have to see if hopefully it has the DMC in it and I can figure that out. This is in embroidery. I think it's like it's just a small tablecloth that's embroidered, but it's not finished. There's corners not done yet. So that might be just a fun thing to just have some fun and see how it goes. So she's done quite a good job. They're quite pretty. So I have the examples because she's already done part of it. And then again, I don't have any threads with it though, so that's a little complicated. Okay, that is all that was there. There was one other thing and I don't know where it is, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now I piled that all on the second pile, so let's just move that down. Ouch. Scary. And then the librarian said somebody came in and had picked this stuff up at the thrift store. So we have a Bacilla, and it's actually just this thing. The other one's a magnification. And the librarian, she was crocheting. We have fiber 3 weeks, every week, but 1 week every month, every Tuesday at our library. And so she at first was crocheting and seeing me cross stitch. She's picked up some kits at like Walmart or Michael's. And so she started cross stitching. And so she liked this one. And so I'm going to kit it up for her. So, because all there is in here is the pattern. And so I thought, well, I'll kit that up for her. So, because the problem with this being a Bacilla is they actually don't, they do have color number here. Oh, and they are DMC. Oh, there's no problem. Yeah, I'll kit this up for her because she doesn't have access to everything. So, so I'm going to do that for her. And I'm going to give her I have some 16 count gridded fabric that I just haven't found. I bought a long time ago, haven't found any project for it. It's not quite like, if it's full coverage, I'm going to be wanting, anyways, it's not something I'm using. So let's see, what else do we got? We got another Foxbury Cottage. So this is cool. This is Peggy's Cove in Halifax. And so this one has this one's all set up. So I'm excited for this one, but I don't know when I'll get to this. It'll be some time, but We have like a working copy, so that's great. There's 2 copies here, almost 2 working copies. And this is how she did her floss. She actually put them on, made her own cards with the symbols and did her own floss with, isn't that fun? I thought that was pretty cool. Inventive, inventive. This next one is another Foxbury cottage. Now this is one I don't know anything about, but this is pretty cool. They actually have a photograph, a real photograph of the stitching. And I'm like, oh, what's that? I don't recognize what that is. And don't even think it says on here. Doesn't. You can still find Foxbury Cottage online. It's not super popular, but turns out that what this is there's a postcard in here also and a photograph of this woman took herself. And so from the postcard, I get all the information. It's the Public Gardens of Halifax, Nova Scotia. We haven't spent a long time in Halifax. And then this is the lady's own photograph of it. So that's pretty cool. So I have that pattern only. There's no floss with this. And yeah, I just have the pattern only. And I don't even know if I have a key. I might not even have a key. So that might be a bit of a challenge. We'll see. We'll see what I can do with that. And then there was this little one also included, which is kind of cool. I think this must be out of a magazine called Summer's Rose. And so it's just one of these. I'm not sure. Are they both the same? Yeah, I think they're both the same. So anyways, that's kind of neat. Then, lastly, is I like this one. So it's interesting seeing the prices they have on them for the thrift store. So this one, never heard of this. Candamar Designs, 4 Seasons by John Sloan. And so obviously this is winter. And so I thought, oh, that's cool. That's a neat stitch. And I pull it out because some of these had threads, some didn't. This didn't have threads. Doesn't know fabric. It just has the instructions. It was a kit. It's just the threads and fabric are... Now she said there was... No, this is a different one. This was from the thing. So got instructions. And the pattern. But remember I was talking about how you can just color up your pattern? Yeah, this one's all colored up. It's all filled in. It's all been penciled in. All been penciled in. Yeah, that's not the pattern. That's pencil. That's all pencil. So, yeah, if you look real close, it's all been covered with pencil. So, and again, I probably have the key on this one. Yeah, I have the key on this for the colors. The color numbers are not DMC numbers. I see the numbers right now and the codes are like 6,000. And so it probably was, I don't know what make it was. So I got a description of the color. So I am going to have to erase the pencil as best as I can. And see if I can figure out the colors and the fabric and everything. It's pretty big. I don't know if it says in here how big it is, but I can see it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85 for the half. So that's about 170. Longer than it is tall. Or the back stitching is all fine. It hasn't been colored over, but yeah. So we'll see if I get to that or not. But the funny thing was, this is probably the least valuable one because it's just a pattern and it's all penciled up. And it was actually the most expensive at $1. I don't think it actually was worth $1 for that. Oh well. That is my haul, so to speak. I also went to, okay, now, life updates. So, we, like I said, I started to tell you, we went on a race, and so there were 2 trips since I've last talked to you guys. So the first one was at Mavalette, and it was going to be a 6K race for me and an 8K race for my husband. And so it was supposed to be Saturday morning. So we had booked a hotel room Friday night because it was going to start at 8 a.m. Saturday morning. And on the Thursday, maybe the Wednesday evening, we got notification from the race that they were going to postpone the race to Sunday because there was predicted rain. And we couldn't cancel our hotel room. We thought about it, and we were going to lose our price on our hotel room, which was about $200. And we thought about it. We contemplated what to do. And then we came up with the idea of, let's just go and do it anyways. So let's just drive down there. We'll do our own race. We know the route. We've done it for 4 years. Let's just go do our own thing. So we had a day going down. We went down to Yarmouth, did some shopping, and then came back to the room around 6 o'clock. And we were talking, and it was a lovely evening. And we're like, should we go do it now? And so we actually decided we were going to do double. We're going to do it that night and then again Saturday morning if it wasn't raining too hard, but at least we'd have the one in the bank. So we headed off to the beach, and we started at what we designated as our start point, which was the parking lot. And in the route, all distances were going to go one way. And then another one would have gone, the 8K my husband was doing was going to go up to the lighthouse and back, while I was only going to do part of the road and back. But what we decided was we started back to back, and he did his finished part first and went out to the lighthouse and back, and I went out to the cliffs and back and then did my road bit. So we were kind of racing. I'm doing 6K, he's doing 8K. And then his 8K read much longer on his phone app, like almost 9.6. My 6K was coming out short, so I was doing all these little zigzags on the road to get exactly 6K. We had a great time. It was a lovely evening. He did not beat me. I did beat him, even though he ran. I was race walking. I totally hit my time that I was aiming for. My colds, I didn't have big expectations on myself, but I just wanted to be under an hour. That was my primary goal for 6K. And I ended up being, I think, 56 minutes. And my husband was like 1 hour and 4 minutes, I think. But we both were really pleased with our results. We were really happy. And it was great. And then we stayed the night in the hotel room and woke up to fog. Not rain, fog. Pretty typical. So we did it again. And we did it together. We did the 6K again together. We just did it from the hotel room. Walked down, did the beach section out to the cliffs and back, and it ended up being, I think, 6.2 or something like that, and just sort of walked together and pushed the pace a bit. My legs were a bit sore from the day before, but it was just a nice shake out the legs and just relax. So that was great. So that was our Mavelette. I think I have a few pictures, and I'll put them in here. Hi. We're at Mavelette. This is our race day. We're walking 6K today, and we walked last night also 6K. We did 6K fast last night. Today's a little bit more leisurely pace, but this is Mavelette. It's foggy. It wasn't foggy yesterday, but it's foggy today. But look at it. You can't see a thing. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Got to the beach. Oh, hi. I'm not going to keep talking. So when we got to the beach, I was at a 12-minute and 30-second kilometer, and I picked it up now. I'm at an 11-minute kilometer. But yesterday, I walked it at, I think, a 9:45-minute kilometer. I'd like to aim towards a 9-minute kilometer. I'll get there with some training. Or a video. I don't know. My husband took a video, but I haven't gotten it from him yet, so we'll see if I get him. Oh, he's sending me a bunch of photos and videos, so I'm sure that's what he's sending me. Then we were home. That was like a Friday, Saturday. And then we decided to go on another trip we were going to leave on Wednesday, but there was a big, huge thunderstorm here. And we ended up, our dog got very anxious during the thunderstorm, and we pretty much stayed up all night So we ended up leaving on Thursday instead of Wednesday. And there was predicted heavy rains on the Friday. And so we left Wednesday. We went to Moncton, New Brunswick. And we just knew we were going to make Friday just stay in the hotel room. Olive, our dog, does not like driving on wet roads. Well, so we were going to stay 2 nights, and then we actually ended up staying the whole time just in Moncton. We liked the hotel. There's a beautiful river walk right beside the river there. I think it's called Petticoat. I can't remember. And we ended up just doing day trips. So the first day, the rainy day, I went to a stitchy shop. So I went to the Stitch Bug in Moncton. So here's a little video of that. This is the Stitchy Bug in Moncton. And here is their floss wall. They have great prices here. This is a really fun little store. Been here once before. They were in a different location, but they moved. We had issues with leaking and stuff. And then a classic, gotta put my glasses on, Classic Colorworks and Gentle Art Sampler and Week Dye Works. I kitted up some of the stuff I was missing here for my year in the woods, 3 of the year in woods I had. And they got some stitching up there. Looks like some Nora Corbett or Mirabilias. Very pretty. They have, lots of different patterns. I've been looking for one of these design works. Not that one, but, and, look at this wall here. Wow. Look at those stitches. Oh, wow. Those are gorgeous. And some ink circles down here. Oh, I can't buy any patterns, but there's so many patterns in here. And very, very. And I got some fabric here. So they have some fabric over in this corner. And they're very nice. They measure it all up just what you need and then serge it. It's awesome. And they had remnants here, so I bought a bunch of remnants for my year small. So that's going to be fun. Here's some more stitches up on the wall. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love this one here. That one's nice. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Bye. And then we just kind of bummed around. We did Magnetic Hill, which was We saw the tidal bore. That was kind of neat. So here's a video of the tidal bore.
Can't see it now.
Which?
The wave or the seagull. I thought I saw something way in the distance.
Yeah, it was right at the corner there.
Okay.
There, the seagull was flying back
Oh,
and forth
okay.
across.
We are in Moncton on the river. Do you remember what the name of this river
This
is?
is the Petticoat.
Petticoat River, and we are waiting for the tidal bore. We came out one other night, last night, and waited for it, and we had missed it. So, and my husband was walking this morning, and he saw it in the morning, and it seems to come a little bit early. So, it was scheduled to come. You can see it in the distance. It's probably going to get here right about 8 o'clock when it's really scheduled for 8:13, maybe earlier. But I'm going to zoom in a bit, or you'll just see it coming. Yeah, I can see it coming. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Let's see, I got to tilt you up a bit.
Here, Olive, over here, please. Over here. Thank you.
Yeah, there it is. You can see that just a little bit. So it's just a wave. I'm going to read up afterwards exactly what it is. Here it comes. Oh, mosquitoes biting me.
Where?
Oh, it's through the jeans on my leg. It's down low. It's okay. Thanks, honey. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is, right there, coming around the corner.
Okay, it's coming around the corner. Here it comes, just right at the very edge. You can see it right over there, right in the light coming around the corner. It depends on the tide or on the moons, how big of it would be. But we're seeing it come. It's a little bit slow.
This is like 24 minutes ahead of you.
Yeah, it's 10:02 right now. It's supposed to come at 8:13. Like I said, last night we came out and we asked the people standing here. We came out about 15 minutes ahead and asked, and they said, oh no, it's still coming. It sort of disappears here at the corner. That's weird.
But it's still there.
Is it? Oh, there on the edge. You can just see it crashing on the...
And you'll see it crashing on this side eventually.
Okay.
You can see it over there.
That's such a wide corner.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, it's a little ripple.
This is pretty cool though with the sunlight.
Yeah. Okay, you can see it right there. Right, oops, let me see. Right, oops, that didn't work. Focus, focus. There you go, you can see it coming in. Here's the tidal bore. Supposedly when it's really big, they do surf it. Or people were surfing it. Cool. I'll let you listen to it.
Well, people down there have seen it. There's hardly anybody here. This is cool. So this is better than this morning.
Okay.
This is way better than this morning. This morning we had the leading wave and nothing else. But look at this side over here too. It's pretty cool.
I'm going to just
Right on.
zoom out a bit so you can see what my husband's pointing out. Look at that.
This is cool. This is way better than what I saw this morning.
Good.
This is so not Magnetic Hill.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look at the edge coming.
This is wild. This is good. Way
Wow.
cool. Yeah, that's a good 2 or 3 feet tall. Wow. That is wild.
That's called the tidal bore. Cool.
And that's just the tide going up the river.
Yeah. The changing of the tides from the Bay of Fundy, where the highest tides in the world. I wonder if it only happens here because of the highest tides too.
I wonder. Yeah, that's wild.
There we go.
Tidal bore is where the tide's coming in, the river's flowing out and the tide's coming in, and it causes this wave. So it's pretty neat phenomena. And of course, this is the Bay of Fundy. This is the Bay of Fundy on the other side of the almost kitty corner to us, because we're on the mouth of the Bay of Fundy, and this is down at the very end of the Bay of Fundy. And it's also the opposite side. We're on the Nova Scotia side. This is the New Brunswick side. So kind of slightly different. The next day we went for hikes in the Fundy National Park, which was awesome. We were driving, so you pay to get into it. We were driving, and here's some pictures of part of the Bay of Fundy on our drive. We stopped off at just a beautiful spot. It was called Enraged Lighthouse, but it cost too much money to go into the lighthouse for us, so we just stopped at the beach and walked about a bit. So here's some pictures here.
Bay of Fundy from the other side, from the New Brunswick side. There's all these little flat rocks here. It's pretty cool beach. A bunch of flat rocks. Pretty cool. They're all up there.
And then we actually went to the Fundy National Park, and we were driving to, I picked out a hike to do called Matthews Head. We get to the parking lot's full. And John had read that you could also park at another parking lot called Herring Cove, which was about 1 kilometer further along. So we did that. We had the maps, and you could do a trail that would actually connect you up to Matthews Head. So we're like, oh, well, let's just do that trail instead. So we started doing that trail. Well, it was hard. We were like going up, sweating buckets. And then we're going down, and I'm always more scared about going down. It was only, I think, 1.7 kilometers. I do not even know how long it took us. It probably took us close to an hour-ish or 40 minutes. I'm not sure. I don't know how long. It was pretty rugged. And this is our first time there. There's easy, moderate, and hard, difficult. Turns out this was a difficult. And then the Matthews Head, the one we were originally going to do, was moderate. And so what we did was we went to the Matthews Head and then went out to the parking lot, and then we knew it was only 1 kilometer on the road. So, because at that point it was equal distance back to the Herring Cove or to the Matthews Head. So we decided, let's see some more trail. We didn't really want to go back what we just came. So we took it, and it was a much easier trail. It was a nice gradual climb, wide path, easy, no, not many rocks or roots or anything, just a very, and so our legs were like, whew, that was, so we had a hard workout and then a kind of easy cool down, and then we were on the road. It was only 1 kilometer, it was straight down back to Herring Cove, so it was awesome. So that was a nice adventure. Then we drove in, there's, it's called the Funday Park Trailway or Funday Trail Parkway, Funday Trail Parkway. It is beautiful. So amazing pictures. I took a few pictures. We got out and did a little bit of walk. There's a lot of trail system in there. We didn't have a lot of time. The day was getting long at this point, and so, but here's a few pictures. So it was quite a time. We went and visited my friend. She lives northern New Brunswick. Went and visited her, went out for lunch with her, chatted, saw her house, and she took us on a suspension bridge. So here's a video of the suspension bridge.
I don't know what happened. I don't do cameras very well. The total length of this footbridge is 630. Let's go with feet, because I think this part of New Brunswick isn't really too metric yet. I think it's feet. Let's go with 630 feet. That works. Anyhow, she's back on semi-solid ground now. She's brave. Brave Mrs. Stitches.
Hi, hi, hi.
There she goes. She'd be done. Bye.
We are right now in New Brunswick. This is the Miramichi River, and we're going on a suspension bridge.
Yeah, the Priceville footbridge is 630 feet long.
Priceville footbridge that is 600 feet long. My husband and Olive is over there. He's just watching her because that's a pretty fast flowing river. So this is a suspension bridge with a support. So my friend Leslie, say hi Leslie. Leslie lives here in near Doketown, but this is actually, that's okay. She's fine. He's just being,
Don't want to
yeah, no.
So it does a nice throwback just under the bridge here, so kids usually can jump in here and throw back.
Oh,
under it,
okay.
but I wouldn't do it. Not really. It's quite a bit higher than it normally is because of all the rain.
And Leslie was telling us, how long ago was it that this collapsed?
Oh, about 100 years.
100 years ago. What's that, honey?
Is the river high?
Very high.
How come? Is it raining?
We've had rain all summer. Never been this high.
It seems like it shouldn't be this high.
No. People that came down here to go kayaking yesterday wouldn't go on it.
Wow.
Huh?
And where's the headwaters for the Miramichi?
Way up. Yeah, south of us.
Oh, okay.
The delta's Miramichi where you are. Or
It's
used
just
to be
funny
called
that it goes
Chatham.
that way instead of just straight down to St. John or something.
No, that's the St. John River.
Yeah.
Or they call it the Wallistaqua. Wallistaqua. So I've noticed
So this
here
is,
they've started putting
oh,
they've started putting locks on it.
oh, jeez. Yeah.
I don't know whether at some point they're going to end up having to remove it.
So this is my first ever suspension bridge.
Is it? Oh,
Yep, in BC there's one called Capilano Suspension Bridge, but I've never done it. Always wanted to do one. They're pretty damn scary, actually, I gotta admit. What's this cable for? Is that just power lines? That's just power lines. Okay. I thought maybe almost a zip line at one point.
So virtually everyone that lives across this bridge, their last name is Price.
Okay.
Hence the name Priceville.
Okay. Yeah, this is, if I was nervous of things, if you hadn't told me about it collapsing, I'd be quite nervous about this. Holy crap.
That was an old bridge that was
Okay.
not inspected, and there were only 3 allowed on it then, and 7 on it.
Wow.
And there'd been an ice storm or something.
Oh.
Really disenfranchised the central beams and everything.
Yeah. I don't know if Olive would actually come on. She probably won't go up this.
Whose brother lives in Craystill,
Ah.
the one that was selling her goodies.
Ah.
He ended up accidentally not thinking this.
Do they change these boards out every once in a while?
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Very regularly.
Yeah, okay.
And you can see they're turned around.
Yeah. So this is a center support here.
Yes, so there's a stop on this little delta island that comes up and goes.
Ah, yes. This is a little bit more intense than the little drawbridge I went over. Holy crap. It's a bouncing.
Especially when the little kids get on.
Oh my God.
You get the sine curve working, you know how did you ever see the Comaneros bridge that collapsed?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Well, that was a sine curve.
Yes, yeah. There was also, in Nanaimo, there was that overpass.
Oh yeah, the culvert gave up there.
Well, no, there was also one that's always right over, gosh, what is the road? Right where I'd always drive off of Norwell Drive or whatever. Yeah. And it was an overpass, a running room. We'd go running across it, and you just get enough people running on it, it'd feel like it was doing the exact same thing. Oh, yeah. Like going boom, boom.
But you wouldn't believe it. Like my husband worked on the Fraser River, the Alex Fraser Bridge. The new.
Okay.
Crossing the Fraser in Vancouver.
Uh-huh.
And the concrete that they've designed will put up with.
Sorry, that's about going to be all this videos. So that was quite an experience. And that was, I think, our last day before we came home. And on our way back, we bought a canoe. So, so that was quite the trip. It was quite the trip. We got home on Monday. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday I went to fiber group. So that's been some time. And while we were away, a good friend asked if we would dog sit at her house. So I am gonna be going to a friend's house here in our town, which is ironic because it was the house we originally wanted to buy in this town, and babysit 3 dogs. And I'm considering it a stitchy retreat. So it's, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Wow, I'm long. I better warn people it's a long one. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that coming up. And I'm not going to talk a lot about my plans. I'm going to just quickly tell you I have started things this year that I haven't finished. And so what I'm going to do for the rest of this month is I'm actually going to just spend 2 days on each of my new starts from this year, just to touch things. So I'm going to, all the things that didn't get finished that I've started this year, I'm going to spend 2 days working on them. So next video, I believe, yeah, I'm going to just make it my next video. No, it's not my next video. It's the first one in September, so never mind. Next video, you're going to see work from all the new starts this year, and I'm going to go over my plans for next year, so I'll have more time then. So this has been long enough. I'm at 50 minutes. Wow, I'm never that long. Wow, I don't know how this got so long, but it did. I'm going to say goodbye now, and it's going to be even longer because I'm putting video clips in, but I'll, it is what it is. So take care, everybody. Happy stitching. And I will see you in 2 weeks-ish. Bye.